Hey, dude.
What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Living the dream every
Yeah.
day. Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
So,
a little bit chilly today.
is it?
It
It's
is.
supposed to get cold here.
Yeah, it was 7 degrees this morning when I came in.
Wow. Nice. That
Yeah,
sucks.
seven. Yeah, seven. Just a seven.
So on Friday, it hit the 60s.
Wow. It didn't hit
Yeah.
quite 60s for us. I think we're in 40, 50s.
That's pretty good though this time of year for you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But then to like wake up to 7 degrees is it's a bit nipply.
Yeah, yeah. I was not a fan. Not a fan at all.
I don't blame you. I mean, that's cold. I don't miss the cold, dude. Like at all.
Because you haven't been gone long enough.
I don't think I'll ever miss the cold though. Like, I don't think I could be gone for like 5 years and be like, man, I could really use some snow right now, you know?
Yeah, I could really use some fucking freezing weather and
Yeah.
ice on the road.
Yeah. I just don't know if that's ever going to be a thing. I could see myself being like come like July, it's like supposed to usually really hot down here and humid. I could be like, I could hear myself saying, man, I could use, not so much humidity and not so much fucking hot.
Yeah,
But I don't think I'm ever gonna really want the cold, you know?
yeah, probably not.
So,
I hate it. I can't stand it.
but your studio, your office there, it looks warm.
Oh yeah,
And
it's I think they've got it cranked at 68 in here. So
nice. Like, no, okay, so normally my studio, um, it's it's a giant building, right? But like this studio has two exterior walls to it, right? And the other two walls are in inner. So, and then the door is normally shut to the studio when I'm not here. And when I walk into the studio, it's cold because it's not got the studio itself doesn't have its own temperature. It's building temperature.
right, right.
But where the thermostat is for the building is somewhere else. So if it's nice and comfortable there, I have two exterior walls. So even if it's like in the summer, I have a feeling this is going to be like the hottest room in
Yeah,
the building. And in the winter, it's going to be the coldest room. Today was fine because it's been warmish out, like 60s, 50s.
yeah, yeah,
But there's times like at night walking into the studio just to like whatever,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it will be like, man, it's cold. Like it gets cold. I do have a fan. I can always turn the fan on if it gets too
Yeah.
hot, but I'm not setting up a space heater. I'm just gonna have to deal with
Yeah,
the
this room here, usually in the summertime gets ungodly hot.
yeah.
Like I could be sitting here completely butt ass naked, 75 fans on me, and I would still be sweating my ass off.
Wonder why. Well, you got those big windows.
Gigantic ass windows and the sun just fucking beats down in the windows.
Yeah.
But then in the wintertime, it doesn't seem to be that bad.
Well, it's good. The windows are keeping the cold out at least.
Yeah, yeah. And the purple whatever the fuck curtain or whatever the hell behind me are supposed to be heat trapping, so it's
Ah,
supposed to keep the heat out. I don't know if that really works or not because it's still hot as shit, you
yeah.
know. But
Oh well, this is what it is.
right, right. So
All right. So let's jump into a Mad Lib, eh?
yeah, let's do some words, bro.
So it's like presidential time still.
Yep,
I
yep.
feel like, when Trump's president, kind of like in the first term, like, and you tell me if you had this same feeling, but you've been alive for what? Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, and
Yeah,
hypothetically Trump, right?
yeah.
Were you alive before Reagan became
When did
president?
when did Reagan start?
I want to say it was 80,
Yeah,
1980. So,
I was born before him, but not that I would.
right. So I guess you had Carter as well, maybe. All right. So
Yeah,
you've had experience nine presidents or whatever. Well, I guess Trump technically counts as the same one, but so it'd still be eight,
Yeah.
and I'd be seven. But anyways, the point is, do you ever remember a time from like Reagan through Obama? We're not like prior to Trump. Do you ever remember every single day there being like where you like your day to day, there was something about the president on TV and whatever until Trump.
No.
And then when Trump became president, it was every single day, right?
It's been every day since he got president.
Yeah, pretty
Actually,
much.
I think it's been every single day since he ran the first time.
Yeah, isn't it weird how
You
he
know,
has consumed like we didn't talk about Obama every single day. We didn't talk about Bush even during the war on terror and all that nonsense. You still did like you would hear from the president and there would be like the once a year where they would do the what did I used to call it like the old people
State of the
Olympics or
Union.
where they stand up and down and clap and all this
State
garbage.
of the Union.
Yeah, they do the State of the Union every year.
Union address, or whatever the fuck you called it.
Yeah, but I like it's like these old people that are in Congress. It's their Olympics. They got to stand up
Yeah.
and clap and then sit down, and stand up and clap and then sit down, and stand. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's the
It's
most
their
exercise
version of
any
the
of them
Catholic.
get.
It's their version of the Catholic Mass.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of that. Well, minus the clapping in church, but like the up
Right. Well,
and down and
they changed clapping for kneeling and kneeling for clapping.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's probably easier to stand up and clap than it is to kneel. You know, most of them people wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to get back up.
No, and most of them are busy kneeling. When they do kneel, they have knee pads, and they're usually got a dick or something in their mouth.
Well,
You
there
know.
you go. And that's male and female.
Yes, yes, yeah. That's across the board. You know,
Yeah.
they don't. It's just one giant Senate gangbang, pretty much.
You're
One guy
talking
stands
about the
up,
Biden administration?
pretty much. Yeah,
Because there was lots of that was happening. They were filming pornos and stuff in the
yeah. But if
Capitol and
we're
whatnot.
talking Biden administration, that was all kids though, and that was the issue.
Ooh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's not good. It's not a
No,
good thing.
and that's why Rock really should change his slogan. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Because he was sniffing a lot of kids too, allegedly. You know.
The Rock was?
Yeah, why not?
I hadn't heard that.
I just heard it this morning. So
Okay.
yeah, I was talking to Bill Nye on the way in here. So
How were you?
he may have got his tea leaves crossed. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
let's do some words.
Yeah, let's do some words. So, anyways, I guess the point is, seems like the president is like a thing all the time. Ooh, I'm just looking ahead. There's one called "To Trump or Not to Trump."
Oh,
I
nice.
wonder if that has anything to do with that or if that's all right. Anyways, we'll start with this one. Give me a verb.
A new verb.
A verb. Yeah, just a verb.
How about run?
How about another verb?
Ski,
And then a verb past tense.
shot,
Ooh, getting dark with it, huh?
hmm
Um, part of the body, plural.
balls.
Another part of the body, plural.
Well, titties. Everybody likes titties, right?
Yeah. Article of clothing, plural.
Panties.
Oh. Well, these all have to do with previous presidents, right? You know,
Yes, yes.
should have said dress.
I was going to say, well, it was single, plural though.
Yeah. Adjective,
Adjective.
two of them.
How about polite or politely, I guess, depending on what verb you need or what tense you need.
We'll go
And,
politely.
let's go with rapidly.
Hmm. We'll
That
just
one.
stick with rapid on that one,
Okay.
just based on the words before and after.
That'll work.
All right, let's do some noun.
All right. How many?
I think four from
All
what it
right.
looks like.
Well, because we talked about it, we're going to do blue dress,
Oh, okay.
a cigar,
Ooh, there you go.
a plane.
All right, plain.
Yep. And then this is something people never heard of before. Epstein Island.
All right. Epstein Island. That's your that's your noun, huh?
Yeah.
All right, now give me two plural nouns.
Altar boys
Oh, okay.
and pizza.
Uh, okay. All right. I think we got them all. This one is called Presidential Firsts. All right. Here we go. John Adams was the first cigar to live in the White House. James Madison was the first to run in long pants. Before that, the gentlemen of the time wore panties covering their titties. There you go. James Monroe was the first to ride on a plane ship, a plane ship.
Yes, a plane ship. Yes, that's what they called back then. They weren't aeroplanes. They were plane ships.
Yeah, plane ship. It is said that he felt queasy and shot all over the deck.
Yeah, I think that's the back then when you vomit, they call it shot.
Yeah, you just shot
So
right out your
he
mouth.
was he was shotting all over the place. Yeah.
All right. Rutherford B. Hayes was the first to ban alcoholic altar boys from the White House.
They get into that wine, man. They get into that wine.
Yeah. Uh, the first politely handed president was James A. Garfield, although he learned how to write with both balls. Uh,
That's why you
ben,
teabag. That's how teabagging came into.
yeah.
So,
I feel like this is almost a drunk not drunk.
it's very similar. Yes.
Yeah. It has vibes of that.
Yeah.
Benjamin Harrison was the first to have electricity in his blue dress, but he was afraid to turn the pizza on and off.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Sometimes you don't know what pizza's going to do when you touch it and they get happy and
Yeah. And pizza, you just go look up uh, FBI meaning of pizza.
yes, yes.
That's what we're talking about here.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
William Howard Taft was the first to throw the ceremonial rapid pitch at a baseball game. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the first president to ski on TV.
Oh, that's
Wait,
nice.
was he the one in the wheelchair?
Yeah,
Right?
no, I think it was Teddy Roll. No, it was. Yeah, it was. It wasn't Teddy. It was.
Franklin
Yeah,
Franklin Roosevelt was in the
yeah.
wheelchair, right?
I think so. I think so.
Oh, well, he was well. That's how he ended up in the wheelchair.
That's exactly how he ended up in the
He was
wheelchair.
skiing. These days, you can't turn on the Epstein Island without seeing our president. Wow. Well, there's some pretty good ones in there.
Yeah,
I like the first to ban alcoholic altar boys from the White House
that was pretty good.
and the Roosevelt being the first president to ski. That was pretty good too.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I like Mad Libs. Sometimes they're fun.
Yeah. No, yeah, sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss.
Yeah, it just
But
depends. Like, from previous long times ago when you and I would just hang out and drink and be stupid and do Mad Libs, I'd say some really raunchy shit, but I've been trying to kind of stay away from the raunchiness. Just
clean it
because
up a bit. Yeah.
yeah, a little bit, just to see how it goes. And it still works out pretty good, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. We try to work clean.
Yeah,
Trying to.
trying to. I
Occasionally you're going to hear a word or two pop out, like, because let's be honest, like That's just part of my vocabulary.
Yeah, same
It's
here.
gonna happen. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna censor myself, but I will try to keep it clean.
Yeah, I try keyword,
Yeah.
that's my New Year's resolution, which will last about another 17 minutes, I think. And
Then
I'm good. So
it's off. I mean, you've made it pretty far. It's like you're almost there. You almost made it all of January.
almost, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I know I dropped a couple in the first episode, so it is what it is.
It is, I
Like,
mean,
we're not doing. We're not pitching ourselves as a.
completely clean family show.
Yeah, it's
If you think that, then you obviously are deaf, dumb, and blind.
yeah. I think I think we can be fun for all, but I think you just have to have like I wouldn't play this at church
Yeah, I
necessarily,
mean, I
but you
wouldn't.
can. I mean,
Yeah, and as far as like on the Patreon, if you're gonna watch our puppet shows and stuff like that and our skits, you can let your kid watch it with it on mute.
yeah, we'll put it on mute.
Put it on mute and watch it, and the kids can enjoy it. That way, it's a family show.
Yeah,
If you're dumb enough to play it with the audio, well, you get what you get. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I would say we appeal to the majority of people. We would
Yeah,
appeal. I don't think like like my rant when I have one, it's gonna be laced.
yeah,
But that's not going to happen that often because
right,
I
right,
don't rant all the time every day. My wife might tell you differently, but in general, I don't rant all the time. But when
right.
I do, it's going to happen, and I'm sure then Dave's going to have moments where it just happens. So
Yeah, I mean, we'll go on tirades every once in a while,
yeah, wouldn't
but
that be interesting if you have a rant and I have to do the meditation moment?
the world would be on its head, you know?
That will be weird because I don't know what I'm going to do, you know,
Yeah.
in terms of your segment, but we'll figure it out.
You just have to play me another clip from another episode and be like, hey, Dave, listen to this.
Yeah.
And I'll
Hey,
just be
but
talking
listen
to
to
myself.
yourself, calm yourself down.
Yeah, I could be
All
just
right.
talking to myself.
So let's see. We've done our Mad Lib. Oh, is this the time of the show where we get into the Dear Dave?
Sure. Let's jump right into it.
Okay. You have a general topic idea you'd like me to pick out for you today, or you want me to just grab one?
Just grab one, and I like to just be fully immersed in the situation. I don't like a preconceived notion. I like to just hear it and respond organically.
Okay. Let's see here. This one. So like these each have kind of a like a title or whatever. Not a
Subject.
title, but like if I'm gonna name it, like what's the majority of this about?
Yeah, like a subject line.
Yeah, subject line. There you go.
Yeah.
This one's charity case.
Okay.
Okay. Um, the actual subject line here is how do I kindly tell my friend I'm not babysitting her child for free and she needs to stop acting like a charity case? Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
So, looking for some advice on this one, basically.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
I, 23 female, literally can't stand young children. It's spelled wrong, so I had to make sure because it's can't stand young children think like under 7. They scream, the ones in diapers need changed, and the unpotty trained ones pee everywhere. My friend, 22 female, and her long term partner, 28 male, have a child that's 1.5 months together. My friend recently lost her job, and her boyfriend works overnights. My friend is super inconsiderate and schedules things during the 1 hour a week I have therapy and always guilts me into watching her kid while they donate plasma. Then, because she lost her job, she asked me not to charge my low cost babysitting fee of $10 an hour. Most sitters around here charge 15 to 20 per hour per child. Now she's trying to guilt me into just doing therapy while her child is here, but I'm not talking about my trauma in front of a 1.5-year-old who is learning how to talk. Oh, the 1.5 month is actually 1.5 male.
Okay.
So, looking for some advice on how to handle that situation.
All right. Well, first, thanks for the letter. Second, I would go to I know you're super busy, but I would definitely recommend like night school for English classes so you can learn how to write properly. I had a very hard time I'm not trying to be a dick and trying to be funny. I had a hard time following what the fuck she was talking about. But what I'm
Maybe it was
gathering,
my reading.
well, I mean, maybe you need to go to Hook on Phonics. I don't know. But so it sounds like she needs some better friends. Um, And so yeah, so I would never, never, ever, 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 ever in my entire life skip out on therapy to watch another person's kid, unless it's an emergency where the mom is going to the hospital because she just amputated her toe and is dying or something, and someone needs to watch the kids.
Yeah.
Cool, got you. But going to donate plasma, fuck off, not doing it. Not gonna happen. Go donate plasma some other time. Take your kid with you for all I care. Um, Therapy is very important for people. It's important to get things out, to process things, to live a better, healthier life. So no, never do that. Tell your friend to basically find a better alternative for their life. They need to get a job. They need to, they did the time now, or they did the crime. Now they do the time to the fact that they had sex, they had a kid. Now they got to deal with it. Okay. So if I were you, I would say make sure that you charge your friend for babysitting, charge them an actual regular rate. It's their problem. If they need a babysitter and they need someone to watch, they're going to figure out a way to make it work. If that doesn't work, then they're going to leave, and that's fine. You need better friends. So I would say do that. In the nicest way possible. Your friend's a piece of shit, and you should find a better one.
So I'm going to piggyback on that a little bit because one of the first things I noticed out of this was the watching her kid while they donate plasma. Okay, they, meaning it's both of them are donating plasma.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not going to judge, but I'm going to judge. Typically, people that donate plasma are doing it for the money. It's typically because they don't have jobs, they need extra money. It's not because, oh, I'm doing this for science, you know what I mean? Or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
They're, how do I put this in the nicest way possible? Typically, the higher and middle class don't tend to donate plasma. Let's put it that way. It tends to be your lower class.
Right.
Not that that's a big issue or anything. I mean, plasma's plasma, and I get it. You know,
Right.
I do know because I had friends that donated plasma, and you can't typically bring your kid there. So I understand that's probably why they're not able to bring their kids with
Okay.
to plasma now, or kid. But it's a 1.5-year old, right?
Right.
So here's the other thing: is I also wouldn't want to do. I get both sides. I don't want to do therapy talking about my trauma while I have a 1.5-year old over here, right? But it's not like the 1.5-year old's going to understand anything you're saying about your trauma. But at the
Right.
same time, a 1.5-year old needs attention.
Hmm.
So unless this kid's
Hold on
asleep,
a second. My 1.5-year-old's over here. Hold on a second.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's what it'd be like the entire time. And how can you get anything done? You know what I mean? Like, if your therapy shouldn't be interrupted by that, right? Um, I would like to know more about how are we guilt tripping this friend that wrote in? How are the friends guilt tripping her into watching the kid? Like, what do they have on you that they're guilt tripping you with? Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? And then,
Oh,
yeah, like $10 an hour isn't too bad. Plasma shouldn't take more than 2 hours, so that's
right.
$20. You probably made at least that giving plasma. You
Right.
want to donate plasma that bad, but I'm guessing we're talking about financially unstable people that have a kid. What I
Yep.
would want to know too here is, do these two not have parents, brothers, sisters, anybody else that can do this? Why does it have to be her? And
Right.
then I would also say, is there any other time that the therapy could be done too? Like if you can just if they donate their plasma on Thursdays and that's their day, but maybe the only time she can do her therapy is that day, well then yeah, I guess you've got a problem. I don't think there's a we have to do plasma on that day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and that's I was actually just thinking about that too. If she specifically said they donate plasma, right?
hmm
So why doesn't mom go donate plasma on, we'll say Monday, dad stay home with his fucking kid, and then Tuesday, dad go do plasma and mom stay home with fucking kid. Problem solved.
yeah,
Nobody has to get therapy changed. Nobody has to worry about babysitting because they're watching their own kid.
yeah,
Not like you said, nothing says they have to do it on that day.
right.
They don't have to do it together. They could do it separately on different days because you're not going to donate plasma every single day of the week. You can't do that. I think it's twice a week, right? Or something like that.
No, I think you can't do it. There has to be so many hours or days between um donating
Yeah.
because
I
you
think,
have to be able to like regain what you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. So it's
Like,
either once or twice a week. But I know you can't do more than twice,
yeah. I think
So
yeah,
there's no
twice a
reason.
week you're really pushing it, I think.
Yeah.
Like you're
So
gonna
there's
get
no
to the point where
reason.
you're gonna have veins collapse and stuff like that. Like,
Right. Well, and maybe it's not maybe one week they can do Monday and then Friday, but then they can't do it again until Wednesday, and then they can do Monday and Friday.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
The
what
only
the
other thing I'm thinking here is there's probably a um they maybe say they got to drive 15 miles away to go give plasma to earn their $40 for the plasma or whatever it is they're paying.
Mhm.
And it's just more convenient. And if they both go at the exact same time, okay, well, then your friend, the only person, let's just say, can watch your kid is this friend. She has this one appointment a week. It's at this time. Then you change when you go give plasma.
Yeah, because she
I'm
has
sorry.
no job. That girl
Yeah,
has no job. The mom has no job. She can go anytime she wants. If
right.
you're relying on one person to help take, then you need to not inconvenience them
Exactly.
and work around that schedule. She may have a job. She's got her own things. She's got her own life. She can't drop everything she's doing for $10 an hour for $20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, it's not going to happen. Like I
Or
said,
babysit for free.
right, right. Like I said, this girl needs to find better friends or lay her boundary down, set
Yeah.
a boundary
You just
and
got to
say, hey,
set the boundary.
yeah,
There you go.
that's my thoughts on that one.
Huh, I think it's makes sense. It's good. It's what needs to happen,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So, speaking of setting boundaries,
Yeah.
in the news, Dave, TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's got some boundaries, meaning like if you do stuff on TikTok or you watch TikTok, well, that boundary has now been set that you don't get to do that anymore.
Only if you live in America.
Only if you live in America, yeah.
Actually, I think it's North America because I believe Canada can't watch it either.
Okay.
It's
Well,
all North
Canada's
American.
going to be the 51st state. So,
That could be why they're lumped into it. But I know, so I follow a few people on the talk and or the TT as people call it. Um, trying to be
double
hip.
T.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyways, and they were on last night because obviously real time. It was recently. And there were some Canadians talking. We were on the gram, um, and they were talking about how they can't get into TikTok either,
Hmm.
which I thought was interesting because I thought it was only Can or America, but it must be Northern American because Canada can't either. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's funny because I didn't really do the TikTok until recently.
Yeah.
And I really only follow like literally like follow one person, get on when he does his lives and stuff like that. Um, Other than that, I didn't really do it much to like talk to people or do anything. It was just the one account. I do have plenty of people that I interact with, so to speak, but yeah, that was it. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's interesting. And the funny thing is, I believe our buddy Bill Nye was actually trying to help stop the ban.
really.
Yeah, and
So
we
he wait. So yeah, I did vaguely hear that he had gone to the Supreme Court. I wasn't sure what it was about though. Like he
yeah
just barged in, and you're not supposed to do that. But
yeah no
we
it's
all know Bill Nye that he doesn't have boundaries.
yeah.
Speaking of boundaries,
Yeah, no, he does what he wants because he went to school online, Bob's online learning. So he's all about it, you
yeah,
know. But yeah, he went to try and help put his 2 cents in and help stop the ban, and as we all know, that didn't help at all. But I mean, God bless him for trying, you know.
yeah. Well, okay, so I guess this would be a good time if you want to see and hear Bob Nye or Bob Nye. Sorry,
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye. Sorry, you said Bob's online.
Yeah, that's where he went to school.
I got it crossed there. Bill Nye's uh, barge in on the Supreme Court. You're gonna have to go over to our Patreon, and you'll get to
Yeah,
witness that
see that. Yeah. Funny
insanity.
Funny story is I talked to Bill not too long ago, and I'm fairly certain his dad's name is Bob.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it's Bob Nye. Yeah. I mean, the next time I talk to him, I'll ask him, but I'm fairly certain his dad's name is Bob.
Now, did because we've known this guy for a while, but I've never. Is he? He's not related to the science guy, right?
No, they spell their name differently.
Okay. See, I can't remember.
Yeah, they spell their name differently. Yeah, no, they're not related.
Just
And he didn't,
ironically, they have the same name, but it's spelled differently.
yeah, and he didn't even know who he was. Remember we talked to him that one time. He had no idea who Bill Nye the Science Guy was.
Huh. Yeah, because well, it's just weird that he pitches himself as Bill Nye the lawyer guy. So I figured like he kind of knew
Yeah, that's what I
the
thought, but
science guy, but
he had no idea.
he seems to be very unsure of or not. No, he seems very sure of a lot of things
Yeah,
that just don't seem to be right, is what
yeah.
it is. You know how
He's
you
very
have those friends that are like, they're like, no, 100% sky's purple, 100%. And
oh,
you're like, dude, no, it's not. And oh no, no, I saw it. And then you like go outside and you show them like, well, when the hell did it become blue? You know what I mean? They're just like
oh, he wouldn't
fascinated.
even
Like, what do you
he
mean?
wouldn't even he wouldn't
100%. It
even
was
no, he wouldn't even think it was blue. He'd still look at it and be like, "Nah, man, that's."
it's
I
purple.
learned online that the sky is purple because the oxygen from our blood turns purple, which was blue in the original place, and that's why it comes out red. And that's what I mean. It's something to that effect, I'm sure. I mean, I'd have
Yeah,
to even ask him, but yeah, he just he's very adamant about what he knows, but he's very wrong in what he knows.
yeah, yeah.
He's sweet as pie, like a super sweet guy. He's working on a book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's working on a book. I don't know when he's going to finish it. I'm very curious to read it. Um, because I think he may end up in a lot of trouble for the things that he says in his book.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Well, he's gonna need a good attorney.
well, good thing he is one.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he'll defend himself if
Yeah,
that
God,
comes up to
no,
a
but
thing. But
because I mean, you and I both know, and those that know him, like he's always wrong with like the amendments and civil rights and just rights in general and the law. He always gets them wrong. So if he writes a law book, I could see that going very badly for him,
yeah, like
But
it's
from what we've talked, it's like a memoir almost.
oh, okay. I was gonna
So
say he needs to be careful. He might get disbarred, but
I don't know if I don't know if
it's a
he's going.
wonder he hasn't already. I mean,
Yeah,
some of the
yeah.
things that I think he's luckily had lenient judges, but
Well,
like,
somehow he gets the same judge.
Well, it's convenient, I guess, for
Yeah,
him, but
yeah, yeah. It's lucky for him, but unlucky for the judge, but lucky
yeah,
for Bill.
yeah,
But yeah, so it'll be interesting, to see when that comes to fruition.
yeah,
I'm going to read it. I know I'm going to read it because I'm dying to know.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
so if you
So
want to go see Bill Nye barge into the Supreme Court and raise holy heck
yes,
about TikTok, then go over to the Patreon, which is guys who still high five, all spelled out. Guys who still high five on Patreon, and subscribe,
yeah,
and you can
you
see
can
that. That's
check
only
it
going to
out.
be a Patreon thing. We're not putting it out anywhere else, just so you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and it's exclusive video. It's not like you're going to be able to find this anywhere else. It's exclusive to Patreon. So,
Yeah.
the other thing with TikTok is no real time. It's the day before the inauguration.
Hmm.
Fingers crossed, nothing happens at the inauguration
Knocking on
or
woods on both sides.
whatever that like somehow Trump doesn't get like something happened to him. I don't want to say certain words and you know
Yeah.
raise alarm bells, but like let's you
Yeah.
just never know. Even once he's inaugurated, like clearly there's been attempts on his life leading up to this.
Yeah.
So let's just hope nothing happens. But he did come out and say he's considering extending the ability to view and use TikTok for like 90 days. I don't know what would be the reason for that other than to give companies more time to buy it or something. Have you heard like
From what I
why?
saw, yeah, what I saw was he wants to look at the actual litigation, what the lawsuit states, what the Supreme Court ruled for and why, and he wants to look at all the facts basically and make a an educated decision on what should or shouldn't happen. Um, I don't think he'll reverse it unless it gets bought from like an American country company or something.
Yeah. Well,
A
because the
reputable,
whole
let's go
thing
with
with
reputable.
TikTok is that it's being that the Chinese are using it to collect Americans' data, information, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then, whatever. But then shouldn't we, at the same time, if that's the concern, then shouldn't we get rid of Timu or Temu or whatever it's
yeah,
called? And some of these other apps that are like you remember Wish, like
yeah,
this
yeah,
is all like Chinese junk that
yeah.
they're that you're on there. Well, you're giving your data when you buy it. Like, I guess if we're concerned about TikTok, why are we not concerned about Timu?
I think because of the amount of control TikTok has on your phone, where Temu does not. You
Okay.
know, TikTok, you can stream, you can go live, you can comment, you can post pictures and whatnot. Temu is like Amazon, you just buy shit. Other
Yeah.
than like your credit card information and your address, there's not much Temu can get.
Right,
You
but
know,
how much information are we really giving on TikTok?
I don't know. I don't know.
I guess that's the part I don't get is
Nobody reads the ELA, man.
yeah, I don't. I mean,
I
okay, so that's the thing. I went to our TikTok because I started a TikTok for this podcast, knowing full well that this could happen.
yeah,
And I went there right before we started the show, and the screen I'm getting says, "Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now." A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. In the meantime, you can still download your data at Guys High Five, which is our TikTok.
right.
So,
Well, it's interesting because I was on last night, and then about 11:15, it froze up, wouldn't let me do anything else. And then I force closed it, went to open it again, and then that's when I got the same message. But then this morning I checked it just for shits and giggles, and a video started playing, and then it gave me the error. So I'm gonna try to, yeah, just like right now, it started to play a video. Let's see if I can do it. I'll go to TikTok.
I don't think see myself.
Oh, didn't do it this time, but yeah, before it actually like played a video, and then it would do that. So, um, it's interesting.
Yeah. So I guess here's the deal. Um, we'll still promote our TikTok
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's still a possibility that, Trump reinstates it for a while, or they figure out some way that like all our data isn't going to whatever. I don't know. To me, it like whatever, like whatever data the Chinese are getting, they're probably not just getting it through TikTok. I'm sure there's other avenues. So is it really that big of a deal? Like I don't
yeah.
get
To
it.
me,
I don't
yeah.
see but then again, I haven't read all the fine print of TikTok and all this stuff, and I haven't sat down with Bill Nye to really go over anything, and I don't think I would learn much anyways from that.
Not
So,
anything that's of merit. No, probably not.
but we need somebody that's like a expert that can break it down for us in like 2 minutes. Like, what is it really that they're gaining that they're not gaining through other avenues? Because the Chinese they're probably getting our information through several
Everything,
other ways,
everything. Yeah,
too. So what's the big deal, I guess? But I did hear the debate. Not really, it wasn't really a debate, but like, we used to have MySpace. MySpace isn't really a thing anymore, right?
right.
So in terms of things that we used to have that are no longer, there used to be, remember the poking on Facebook? You used to poke
Yeah,
somebody, you could poke
yeah.
them. I don't think that exists anymore.
You can still do it.
Can you?
Yeah,
I was thinking of like other things, like after they were talking about this, like, oh, well, we used to have MySpace. We used to have the AOL chat rooms. Like none of that exists anymore. And now
yeah. You
you
can.
have Reddit in terms of that's probably the closest thing to like the chat rooms that used to be on AOL. Did you ever do the AOL chat rooms?
Oh yeah, oh
So
yeah.
like, we've had things that seem like they were never going to go away. You know what I mean? When you were doing that back in the AOL days, you probably thought, man, this will never not be around. And here we are.
Right,
It's not around. There's
right.
different variations of that similar thing, but that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
So if TikTok goes away, it's not like it's the end of the world. You know what I
right.
mean? Like there's a chance YouTube at some point could just go away too. Podcasting could just go away,
Everything could go away.
So like I guess in terms of people that make money off of TikTok, they're probably the most affected, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Hmm.
because that's their revenue stream. But I guess there's other forms, I guess like Instagram. You could go do your same kind of thing on Instagram, but maybe it's different in terms of how you make money. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't make money on Instagram as
Oh, you
much.
don't?
The
Okay.
only way you can get through there is through sponsorship and stuff like that. Like there's no from what I've talked to a few content creators from TikTok in the last couple of days about it, and yeah, there's no like on TikTok you can have a subscription so you can pay monthly for someone's account. You can give them gifts every day to make them money, like they make their money that way. Um,
Well, so OnlyFans, would that be an alternative? I mean, I know what most people think OnlyFans and like chicks taking their clothes off, but like, could you do something like, okay,
you
just
you you could if OnlyFans allows you to create an account.
wait, they can decide if you can create an account or not? I thought it was
Yeah.
anybody could create an OnlyFans.
They have to approve your like if you're a content creator, you have to be approved, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another alternative idea and I don't know anything about this because I'm not a gamer, but I've heard of Twitch.
Mhm.
Isn't that a thing you can make
Yeah,
money
there's
on?
a you can, but not the same way.
Okay,
Like TikTok was the thing for content creators to make money because
gotcha.
At any minute, they could make millions of dollars in just one live stream,
Yeah.
and just from people sending them gifts, and with Twitch, it's not the same. They have to like tip them, I think is what it is. So it's kind of the same in a way, but I don't know
Yeah.
what the breakdown. I don't know a lot of the like financial breakdowns because I never really looked into it that much. But I've actually pushed Patreon to a couple of them and said, "Hey,
Nice.
like that's a good site to use because you can have different types of subscriptions and you can do different things."
Yeah.
So
So wait, is this something that, because I don't know that much about, I've heard of Twitch, I've heard of, well, obviously I've heard of OnlyFans, but like, is like doing this TikTok live, let's say it gets reinstated, some American company buys it or America, whatever, and it becomes a thing. Is this something that we should be looking into as a podcast of doing some sort of live thing to get, you know what I mean? Like, is this a
yeah,
thing that's like there's an interest in that? Like, do you think there's people that would, like, is that, I know this is probably a question you and I should talk about off the podcast, but like, since we're talking about TikTok and all that, we're content creators to some extent, right?
yeah.
Is this that something that would be a thing that we should look into, assuming it gets
I think so.
reinstated?
I definitely think so.
Okay.
Now that I'm kind of understanding how it works, yeah, I think it would be very lucrative. And it's almost, we'd have to figure out a way to do it where we could do our podcast live through Twitch, through TikTok,
Yeah.
and then be able to release it.
Yeah.
Because TikTok, I don't know if you can use your computer for TikTok or if you have to do it through
Yeah,
phone
I don't
only.
know. I mean, I pulled it up like on the internet when I created it. I didn't create it on my phone. I created it on the computer.
Okay.
But like in terms of posting, because we started this podcast, like 2 weeks before they were going to shut it down. So,
Right, right. So we didn't
well, I
really
mean,
get,
the
yeah,
idea was there a long time ago, but like
yeah.
actually signed up everything like 2 weeks before they were going to shut
Yeah,
it
and the
down.
other thing too is we would if we did go that route. Granted, once again, this would be something we should talk off the air, but since we're in it, we'd need to get moderators, and those we wouldn't pay them. We would just have them out of the goodness of their own heart jump
What does
in
the
and
moderator
kick.
do
So,
in
like, I'll
terms
use
of that?
Dadpool as an example. I'll use Dadpool as an example because I talk about him a lot. I'm very familiar with his situation. He has anywhere from 10 to 20 different moderators that jump into the live stream. And as he's doing his content, talking, interacting, doing whatever it is he's doing, they're watching for assholes and people that say rude things and things that they don't want. And they
Spammers?
ban them. They kick them. Yeah, they kick them out and they spam them. They get them out of they control the chat part of it. He controls the everything else. On occasion, if he has time and he can do it, but when there's 200,000 people in a live stream, he can't comment on every single thing. So
Yeah.
they're in there for that. So we would need that for anyone trying to, you know, um, give out our address or phone number or any of
Oh,
that
dox
shit or
us?
just be assholes or something.
So
Yeah,
I
then
have
we would,
seen, like, I don't do a ton of TikTok, but when I would like watch a live one or something, you do get those people that they'll like their comment and it'll be like 18 lines of like some emoji or something like that. Like that's spamming basically. It's filling up the chat feed with nonsense. You used to get those people back in the AOL chat days. You'd get those
yeah,
people that would do that stuff.
yeah,
So moderators are essentially going in and getting rid of those, getting rid of people that are like, vulgar,
yeah,
being dicks, basically trying to screw up the stream
yeah, yep,
or
exactly.
whatever. Yeah. Okay. And people, so as a content creator, you can nominate certain people to be a moderator.
Yep, yep,
Okay, so we'd pick like, say, Joe Blow. Hey, since we see you in here all the time, we know you're good people, make you a moderator.
yep,
And you have ability to remove assholes and comment and do whatever but we can take that from Joe Blow at any point in time if he decides to become an asshole.
Right, exactly. Yep,
Gotcha.
exactly. Yep.
And they've got no control in terms of your video or anything else. They're just there
Yeah,
kind of
nothing.
like,
Yep,
yeah.
yep. They're just there in the wings watching and commenting and say we've got like a website that we're going to sell merchandise or something, and we reference it or we reference something, they can quickly type in their little thing and they can pin a tweet or pin a not
Hmm.
tweet, pin a comment, and it'll give like our website or whatever
Oh,
we
yeah.
do that, you know. Um,
Nice.
and then they can do like if we want to do polls, if we were talking and did polls, they could set the poll up for us and run it for us while we're doing this, you know.
Nice. Are you
So
a moderator for anybody?
I don't have the time to do it.
Yeah. Because you'd have to be pretty much available, ready to
Yeah.
go. Like,
Yeah,
can you make money as a moderator?
you could the host could pay you, weekly, monthly per time or a
Yeah.
percentage or whatever, like, but I would say probably 99% of the moderators do not get paid.
Yeah. Just kind of do it because you like the content,
Yeah, like the person, like
whatever, and
content. Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna watch every time they go live anyways, so I might as well just do this.
Right, right.
Yeah. Hey,
And yeah, I just don't. And like especially like with like I said, Dadpool, I use him a lot. Like he goes live Monday through Friday during the day, multiple times a day, but like 2 or 3 hours at a time. And I'm working. So if I don't have a
yeah,
client, I'll throw it on my phone. I'll do notes, homework, or whatever, listen to his shit, chime in when he's got stuff I want to talk about or whatever. I've got something to say, chime in, and then go back to it. I'll say goodbye, I'll sign off, and then do my work. And then if I get free time again, even if it's 5 minutes, I'll jump on if he's on, hear what he has to say, because he's very funny.
yeah.
So if you're listening now and TikTok's back, follow him because he's very funny. The official dad pool. Don't be a dick.
I do.
Don't say. Don't. A lot of people ask him like, "Oh, how do you do the voice?" And he's very funny. He's got very quick lines. He'll be like, "With my mouth hole, how do you make your voice?" Uh, and he's got a
Go there
stand
and say that Dave sent you.
right, and he'll know exactly who you're talking about because I mean, not that I'm the only Dave, but he knows that we talk quite often, but. Yeah, tell him that you heard it from us. If you
Yeah,
don't want to say Dave, you can say D Block. He knows D Block. That's pretty much what he'll see me and then he'll say D Block and then he'll say Dave.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So follow him. Follow him on Instagram. I mean, he's on his. I'm
yeah.
totally doing a bunch of plugs for him, but he's a
Well,
good
now
dude.
do plugs for us. Except
Uh,
you don't remember any of the stuff.
who are we again?
So I'll do it. So if TikTok is
There
still up and going, or back up and going, or whatever, it's guys who's still high and the number five.
you go.
At the end of the show, I'll put it all on the screen. We'll go
Yeah,
over it all again, but figure since we're in it, we might as well talk about it.
yeah.
Yes, at this moment, it seems silly promoting a thing that, well, isn't
Maybe,
available,
yeah,
but
maybe, may not.
it
Yeah,
might be when everyone's hearing this. So,
yeah. And if you're
uh,
in another country, you can go there and follow us
yeah,
now. But
exactly.
we can't do anything yet. But
Right. At this moment, we can't upload anything.
yeah,
But
but if we travel to another country, I think we can do it because it's
so I did have a thought. I was thinking about this because, I guess I didn't realize how many people were like into TikTok until like we literally were approaching the deadline of it going away. And then I'm hearing all these people like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm sitting on the toilet taking a shit and I don't have anything well, you have Reels and you have Instagram videos, but like apparently TikTok was a thing for like people to waste time or whatever.
170 million people.
That's crazy. So if if in America, if you use a VPN, you still can't get around it. Okay, because
Nope,
I was going to say, why can't your VPN say that you're in Russia and then
because it
somehow
goes
you
off
can
of your
still,
SIM card.
you'd have to get what, a different SIM card?
Yeah, but everything's all digital SIM cards now, so you can't even do that.
What if I bought a phone from Taiwan and used that phone here?
No,
Could I
because
then use TikTok?
no, because you're unless you bought like a Cricket, like a fucking burner phone that was activated in Taiwan with a Taiwanese number,
Yeah.
maybe it would work. Because here, all of the American companies All the American cell towers won't allow you to use it.
So how, I guess, and this is probably way beyond our understanding, not understanding, but our scope of knowledge. How are they able to shut down something? You know what I mean? Like shut it down so that we can't. But if I am in Mexico, get a phone in Mexico with a Mexican phone number, pull up TikTok, I'm fine. Like, how does is it just simply a SIM card that says this is a United States phone number that's tied to this account? Or, like, so when I started our TikTok, it's tied to me, but if I log in and change the phone number, which I can't even log in to do that. So, like, how could I guess I don't understand. How does it know?
There, wherever TikTok's American corporation satellite hub is, there's an on-off button, and they literally pushed off. That's it. That's the simplest form that I can think of.
It's got to be way more complicated than that. I mean, it's probably not. It is probably just like an off button, but then to ensure that I want to know somebody that has a phone from another country that's in America and can they still access? Because how does it know? Because if I had a phone from Mexico, but I'm in the middle of the United States, I'm in Kansas, right?
Mhm.
And it's accessing a cell tower in Kansas, but yet my phone is activated and registered from outside the country.
Yeah.
It's not the cell tower unless I couldn't access it because I'm within that country.
No, because it would be going under the digital roaming. You'd be in roaming because you're in a different country. You know what I mean? You'd have because if you think about it, if you take your phone and you get international calling and you go to fucking Ireland, you use their cell towers, but it shows up as roaming, right?
Yeah,
So I would assume because it shows up as roaming, it automatically knows the towers here, the system, the programming, whatever's inside the TikTok language knows that you're not from, because of the SIM card, it knows no matter what,
that
you're
yeah, my phone's from Mexico, so I'm okay.
Russia, wherever. Yeah. Hmm.
So how difficult would it, I mean, not, these content creators aren't going to do it because probably a lot of their money was coming from people within the United States
Yep.
that can't access. So even if you could go to Mexico, get a phone, activate it, pay the $30 a month, it's not going to matter because say 70% of your viewers are
Right.
in the country that can no longer access it.
Right. It
I
wouldn't
don't
make
know.
any.
To me, it seems like if I think another thing that Trump's probably looking at is like, all right, well, how many people were making money off of this that because he's all about jobs and the economy and all that. And if TikTok, even though it might seem silly, is a way to make money and keep the economy afloat because Dadpool needs groceries. And if Tadpole can't make money, he can't go buy groceries, which then hurts the economy. There's one more person that, granted, he's not collecting unemployment because I don't think that's how that works. But like, there's one more person that's not spending money to help the economy, right? Because he's not making money. So, from a jobs standpoint, it only makes sense for him to reinstate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
you just have to, I guess, figure out how do we prevent China from getting all of our data, which once again, I go back to they're getting it through Timu and all these other things. It's
They're getting it from our phone. All of our phones are fucking made in China, anyways.
yeah,
Everything,
exactly. And
all
I'm
of them.
sure there's back doors to all that, you know?
This can of pop is from China.
Is it?
They there's nanotechnology in here. I'm sure that I can talk in here. Hello, Chinese government, and they heard me. They know what we're saying just from this. This bottle of water has shit. Like everything in the world is all made by China. Everything is going to China.
Yeah. It
This wooden little fucking thing here, made in China,
probably was.
has neurotransmitters in it, nanotechnite that just, hey, China, eat a dick. Now I'm in trouble because I said eat a dick. And, if I go to China now, I'm probably going to get arrested and caned.
No, what it is you can't call their president or say their president looks like Winnie the Pooh. Apparently, he
Oh,
really hates that.
he looks like Winnie the Pooh. There we go. Fuck it. So you
Wait, what
can.
is that? Is that a toothpick?
No, this is for scratch art. You ever heard of scratch art?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this stuff. So you got this stuff here, and then you
There you
just fucking
go.
just go scratch it
Did you
off.
do that one?
I did this one, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
One of these days, you'll have to take us on a tour of your office.
yeah, one of these days.
If that's something you'd actually want to do. I know I just threw that out there, actually. Maybe you don't
Sure,
want
sure,
to,
sure.
but
I don't care.
because, I've seen, like, as you did that, I noticed the UFC table that you built
Oh,
back there. And, like, I think that'd be cool for people to see. Like, I can kind of see it.
yeah, that's right.
I've seen it in person, but, like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you can just leave it. But I'm saying, like, maybe that's something we do on Patreon. Dave gives a tour of his studio.
Yeah, we could do that because then I can use my cell phone instead of my laptop. A lot
Yeah.
easier.
Or maybe if TikTok's back up, that'll be one of our lives.
Yeah, yeah. So,
And that's the other thing. Speaking of TikTok, and if we decided to go live and do all that, how do both of us be on the stream at the same time?
so one of us would start it, like you would start the guys who high five live stream, and then I would ask to join, and then we would just be side by side.
So, like how we are now,
Yeah, yeah,
it would just be through that rather than.
right,
All right.
right. And
So, wait, you could give a tour of your studio. I could give a tour of my studio.
yeah, yeah,
And there you go.
yeah.
Well, I
So
guess stay tuned, listeners and viewers, because, that's all stuff that we're going to do at some point. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. The sky is the limit, except
the
for
sky's
China.
the limit. I mean, I'm telling you, that's early on. We're episode two.
Yeah, yeah. Did you
You,
ever think we'd get this far?
man, honestly, you just never know.
Yeah.
It's
So big things are coming for us, except for in Rhode Island and in China. So
yeah, everything's banned in Rhode
yeah,
Island.
everything's void in Rhode Island. Actually, ironically, now this is a Bill Nye quote, so it could be wrong. The only place in America you can access TikTok is Rhode Island.
That would not surprise me.
That's
It's allowed only in Rhode Island.
mhm.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
hope we have a listener or viewer from Rhode Island. Just one.
yeah,
That would be really cool. Just to
yeah.
say that, hey, we got that one Rhode Island guy or girl.
Oh, well, we were in every state and lots of countries. I don't know where we're at now because things are new, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't want to talk about the past
Yeah,
in
no,
terms of that.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move
What
off of
does
TikTok.
Hakuna Matata stay or mean again? Means no
Me,
worries, right? I had
yeah,
to
for
think
the
of the
rest of your day.
lyrics.
Yeah, it's our problem-free philosophy. There
Hakuna Matata.
you go. Yeah, there you go.
All right,
If you
so
hear Ryan sing the rest of Hakuna Matata a cappella, don't look for it on Patreon because it's not there.
it might be. I might do it. You know what I could? So this would be a good one. Let's go into what you're watching, and
Okay.
I'll start since I was transitioned it. What I was gonna say is like in terms of singing Hakuna Matata, like I'd have to look at the lyrics, but I could probably do an okay job at it. Um, but like the Wicked, the movie used to be the musical and all that. Like I know pretty much all of those songs. As weird and like you might look at me and be like, you don't look like a guy that'd be into theater, but I am. Dave,
You
you were
are.
into theater.
Yeah,
You used to do theater.
yeah.
We're both like whatever. I don't know how big into like specifically Wicked you are, or if you've ever seen the play or the movie, but that was the most recent movie I saw. Have you seen it?
Have I seen it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
movie. You
Yes.
did see the movie.
I
Did
saw
you
the
see it
theory twice.
twice? Okay.
Yeah.
Your choice or somebody else's choice?
Uh, both actually. So when it was announced that it was coming, Joy's like, we got to see it. I'm like, yep, of course, absolutely. I had seen the live. play twice. Once with a former wife and once with my current wife. Um, so yeah, I do like Wicked. I do know all the songs as well. But after we saw it the first time, we were at Thanksgiving dinner talking to her grandkids and talking to the grandgirls about it, and they wanted to see it. So we went 2 days later, and I took Joy and the grandgirls to go see it also.
Okay.
And then, ironically, we have not watched it once since it's been in my Vudu.
Oh, it's in your video
Oh yeah, it's on there.
or
Yeah,
Fandango now? I
yeah,
think
it's
it's
on my Fadingo. Yeah, it's on there. It was on there the day it came out.
okay. So, I just moved, so I still haven't got. I think remember it was October 31st. I asked you for the whatever the account. I think it was Disney or something because
Yeah,
wife
yeah,
wanted to put on scary movie or something that was
yeah.
only on Disney. But I've got all these TVs in the house, and I have not sat down and got them all loaded back. So, like, the house I bought came with TVs. They already left all these flat screen TVs.
Cool.
Like, I brought TVs, but then all the TVs that were there, I haven't loaded up with any of this stuff. So at some point, you're probably going to see, like, I don't know if you get the email when I,
I do. Well, I don't get an email. I get a notification on my phone.
yeah. So just so you know, at some point that will happen.
Yeah, I
Sure.
usually know where most of my people are. So if it tells me a strange state or city, I
Yeah.
decline it. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, not happening. So when I see the state that you're living in now,
Uh-oh. It froze.
are you good now?
I'm good now. You froze for a second. I don't know what the viewers saw, but I'm assuming because I hit record, they're seeing my stream.
Yeah, because I wasn't froze. So at
Yeah.
least not on my end, it was not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know obviously what you said there for about 10 seconds, but
I said it's on my Voodoo. You can watch it. I assumed you were the one that watched it because someone was watching it the other night.
no, I haven't because I haven't got into
Yeah,
your Fandango since I've moved.
there's a
So,
lot. There's a lot of new shit on there.
okay, I'm gonna have to go check that out then.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because that was one I was gonna like tell you because I wanted to go see it again. I saw it once in the theater
Okay.
and I was like, man, that's one I want to watch again just because,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen the play twice, just like you. But yeah, I wanted to watch it again, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want to go to the theater to do that. I should tell Dave, but I was like, but I haven't got everything hooked up yet. And so, just so you're aware, I'll be logging in on probably two of the TVs at least.
Fine.
So you'll probably see some notifications, but
Yeah, so you'll be able to watch it.
none of the passwords have changed, right?
No, everything's the same.
All
Everything's
right.
the same.
Um, so, anyways,
All
so
right. So,
did you like the movie?
I did. I didn't think I was going to because I'm not a giant Ariana Small fan. So but I did like it. I thought it was good. I knew it would end where it did. It only made sense to me
Yeah.
because that's where intermission is, so it just made sense. Um,
I'm surprised they're making it into two movies. When I heard that, I was like, how? But I get it. Like I read a whole article about the director saying this has to be split into two movies, or it's going to be like one 4.5 hour movie. And they're
yeah,
like, well, how can they do the play in 2.5 hours? And it's like, yeah, but when you're doing a live stage and then a movie, you're showing
a lot more.
a
You're
lot
adding
more.
more. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
adding. It's just like reading a book. You're going to
Yeah.
read more in the book than you will in the movie.
Now, I
You know,
don't like the idea we have to literally wait a year for the second half of the movie.
I thought they were coming out in March with it.
I heard Thanksgiving 2025.
Oh, okay,
So
I had
it's
heard
literally a
March.
year apart.
Yeah, I had heard March, but maybe they're starting filming again. No, because they
No,
wouldn't
because
be
I
able.
think they've filmed everything already.
Yeah, they filmed it all straight back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, no, it was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
You know,
It was decent. I had reservations at first because I thought, well, we've got two different people singing these songs. You're so used to, the main two,
yeah,
uh,
Idina and Kristen.
Adina and Kristen. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I did like that they put them in there as
yeah,
the the
Yeah.
the Oz Dave players or whatever they called them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forget, but that was funny. It was clever that they did that. And then the different takes on the songs. Not they didn't change a lot, but like some of the ways that the different
Yeah.
actors
Interpretation.
sang the songs,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was interesting.
Yeah.
I think I do think, and this is just my opinion, but I think Ariana and what's the other girl's name that played
I don't know her real name. Alphaba. I don't know her real
so
name.
yeah, I'm forgetting her name. Something Arrivo or something like that. Anyways, they both need to eat a cheeseburger. Um,
Yeah.
they're like it's so thin, it's like something's wrong. And I know that's like a big thing on social media. People are like, well, why are they so skinny? I don't know. Like, why are they so skinny? It's kind of weird. Like, people are questioning a health problem.
Well, I mean, Ariana Small had to get that tiny because how else would she fit in the bubble? You know
Well,
what I mean?
you just make the bubble bigger.
Well, you can't. I mean, bubbles are only one size. It's one
Okay,
size.
but in the movie, she's not as thin as she is now doing press, is my point.
Yeah, true that.
Like in the movie, she's skinny, but she's not um, like she went to these like Ethiopian
Yeah.
country and hung out for 6 months,
Well,
like she looks now.
that's where they filmed the movie.
Is it? I thought they filmed it in Oz
No,
or Munchkin
Oz,
Land.
Is actually in Ethiopia.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, pretty sure I heard that from Bill.
Yeah. Well, we know how accurate that guy is.
Right, right.
Anyways, I don't know. Like whatever, it is what it is. I don't really care, but it's like it's weird.
Yeah. What else do you watch?
Um, well,
Did you see Gladiator too?
no, not interested.
What?
Um, because as you know, I have uh like this. It's stupid, but I just not a huge fan of Russell Crowe.
But he's not in the second
I
one.
know, but he was in the first one, and I'm not interested in the second one.
Oh my God.
I've had other people that say that. Oh, well, what do you mean? He's not in it. And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't. I don't know. And then what? I don't know. I'm just not
It's good,
interested.
but
Is it?
yeah, it's on my Fandango, but
How much like fake AI, not AI, but like how these movies put in like the fake dinosaur and stuff
yeah.
like that. Like how much of that?
There's only three T-Rexes this time.
Well, like the lions and stuff from the first one.
Yeah,
Like,
there's not much of that in this one.
no,
Not much.
is Joaquin Phoenix in it?
No,
No, so it's a whole new cast. So,
no, not a whole new. There's a couple of people from the first one.
well, I guess give me the little bit about it
So it continues. I don't know the exact time frame. We'll say 20 years,
after
maybe
the
not
first
quite 10
one.
years, maybe 10 years after the first one.
Okay,
And so the Joaquin Phoenix's sister wife, right, had that little boy, right?
sure. I
Okay,
don't
well,
know.
she had a little boy, a little son who actually talked to Russell Crowe in the first one, and it's him now. He got sent away after that fight, after Russell Crowe and Joaquin die. He got sent away because he's the new heir. He'd be the next one in line. They hid him away, got him out of there. He ended up becoming a fucking fighter in some Ethiopian country. He gets taken hostage during a war, and he ends up becoming a gladiator. And then ends up getting to the Colosseum, and kind of the same storyline as far as him fighting the tyranny and the bad guys and shit like that. Denzel Washington's in it.
Was he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Spoiler alert: he's a bad guy.
Okay.
My mom didn't like that. She didn't like that he was a bad guy because she loves herself some Denzel. But no, it was a good movie. It was really good. It's really gory, which I like. I like goriness.
Like 300 gory or
Yeah, a little bit more, I think.
really?
Yeah, a little bit more, I think. Yeah. Pasquale, whatever his name is, he's in it, and his son is also in it. So I didn't know he had a son, nor did I know his son acted, but he plays the main actor,
Okay.
the boy growing up. But I would give it at least 20 minutes worth, see if you like it and whatnot. Don't watch the first 3 minutes of the movie, the
Why?
credit. Don't watch that because it shows you the end of the first movie, and you don't like Russell Crowe. So
Oh, so Russell Crowe is in it, but
I
only
mean,
from a
a very generic animated cartoon version of him in a way. It's really cool how they did it. Like you'd like that just for the artistic piece of it. You'd like that the way they did it.
okay.
But yeah, so that's on there. But all right. So what else? I cut you off. What else did you see other than Wicked?
So I haven't watched anything else in theaters because I honestly I would look like every week just to see like what's out, and there hasn't been shit that seemed at all interesting, um, or at least that me and the wife could agree on.
Okay.
There was there was something that was out that I was like, oh, I want to see that. She wasn't interested at all, and I can't remember what it was. Homeland or Homestead or what was there
A
something?
Homestead. Yeah, that's still out. I want to see that. I haven't seen it yet.
But then I heard that like I read online or something, somebody saw it and said it turned they thought it was going to be one thing and then it ended up being like a what did the words they used was a Christian propaganda film or something like that,
Well,
which
it's from
I'm
Angel Studios.
yeah, and I was like, well, it's from an Angel Studio, so it's gonna have like not I wouldn't call it Christian propaganda, but it's gonna have that kind of
Religious undertone. Yeah.
yeah, like so. But I'm curious to see just how much of that is because I
Yeah.
figure like I mean, is it halfway through the movie all of a sudden they're they break in a fifth person or like the break the fifth wall or fourth wall or whatever, and they're like don't donate to our church or our studio, like how much is it that, I don't know.
Well, I do know that when you buy a ticket and you go into the theater, you get a rosary. And then they do communion during the middle of the film.
Is
So
that right?
and they
Did
do
Bill
collect.
Nye tell you all this too?
Yes, yes. Bob and I told me this one actually,
Oh, Bob
and
Nye the dad?
he's a dad, and he's a pastor. So
Okay.
um,
Well, really?
yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. I don't think
So
we have any footage of the dad,
no, we don't. We don't.
but maybe we could get some.
We can call Bill and ask him. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm very curious. I do like. I don't think I've seen a single thing from Angel Studios that I don't like.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a couple more of their movies on the Guild that are really really good.
So I've only seen the one. What was the one? Or no,
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. That was really good. And did I see anything else? Seems like we went and saw another one that they did, or we were going to,
We
or
were going to go see. You saw it though. It's
it's on your Fandango, isn't it?
no, I didn't buy it on there because it's not on there. It's on Angel. Um, it's called Sight or The Sight or something like that. No,
Hmm.
it wasn't something like that. But he goes back and forth. He jumps times. It's like what the
Oh,
fuck?
I did not see that one, but
You
yeah, I
didn't see
don't
that one?
know. I was trying to look
That,
up Angel Studios on IMDb.
maybe that's one you wanted to see. Then you
That's one
didn't.
I wanted to see.
Yeah, I thought it was.
How do you here? I'll go Sound of Freedom.
Well, I could just go to my Angel Studios
Well, I was
fucking.
gonna try and share the screen here.
I can go to the app.
Why can't I look up the studio on IMDb? That's weird.
That is very strange.
Hmm. All
Uh,
right.
my
So yeah, because
Studios.
if I could do that, then I could see all the movies by that studio.
Right.
Angel Studios. Let's see. Oh,
Um,
After Death. That's the one we saw.
The Shift. That was one you wanted to see, but
That
yes,
is the
after
one I wanted to see. But After Death's the one we went and saw
okay,
after Sound of Freedom.
after yep, that one is on my Voodoo. You are
But
correct.
that one was really good. But I think we had talked about. I have some theories on all that. The After
Yeah.
Death movie. Anyways, yeah. So now there's only five listed here. Five movies: After Death, Chosen Son, Savage, Sound of Freedom, The Art of Healing.
Wow, there's a lot that they're not listed under.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's not under Angel Studios.
They're all under Angel Studios. They may just not be on IMDb.
Maybe. That's weird though, because that's the database.
Yeah. Well, it could
So
be if they put it under a different like another studio was like the headliner, maybe. I
yeah.
don't know.
So let's see. The Shift
Yep.
with Neil McDonough.
Yep.
So that's on IMDb, but are they not listing it as
An Angel Studios movie. I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't really list the studio that's behind it. I guess I never noticed that IMDb doesn't really list the studio or the production company.
Yeah. I guess it depends on how they edit themselves on IMDb,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I've watched a lot of movies on their website that are really, really good.
Yeah, because didn't you got like the streaming membership thing or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched three of them that I can think of that are really good.
Okay.
Yeah, 23 Blast was one of them. That's a true story.
Okay.
That was good. High school, or I think it was high school football in Texas, of course, because they're really big into it. And the quarterback got some weird infection in his eye and went blind. And the team started like fucking failing bad because he wasn't there. So the coach put him in as the center, a blind center. And they ended up coming back and winning the season and all that. So it's,
I think they made a different film. It's called The Blind Side. It's just ironic that they did make
yeah,
that football movie called The Blind Side, and then Angel Studio does a movie.
called 23 Blast. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Another one was,
it's a football movie though.
yeah, the other one's called The Blind.
Really?
Yeah, The Blind. That was the origin story of Duck Dynasty.
I
Bill
did hear
Roberts.
about that.
That one was really good. And then The Way was the other one we watched. That one was really good. That was with Martin Short or Martin Sheen rather.
Okay.
Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez. Emilio Estevez actually wrote it and directed it, and
Really?
and was a very small part in that one.
Emilio Estevez, huh?
Yeah, that was dude. I really liked that one. That one was I was really impressed with that one.
What was it called?
The Way.
The Way.
Hmm.
2010?
That one was made.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what it says. 2010, PG-13, 2 hours and 3 minutes. This is back when Martin Sheen didn't have gray hair.
Wow. It doesn't even look like it was 14 years ago.
And Estevez, well, I mean, yeah, he's in it for like half second,
A
right?
little bit,
A
a
little
little
bit
bit long.
longer than that, but yeah, he's got like you can tell it's post Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Here, let me share the screen. Then
Yeah.
people can see what I'm seeing. Let's see here. There we go. Can you see it?
That's not. Oh, that is it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so it's playing it in the background here. I don't know how much of that we can show, but
Wow, I didn't know that was so old ago. Wow.
yeah, this is the way. 2010. Father heads overseas to recover the body of his
Yeah,
estranged
that's
son
it.
who died
Yeah.
while traveling the El Camino de Santiago and decides to take the pilgrimage himself.
Yeah. Wow.
Sounds
All
like a
right.
good movie.
Dude, it was really good. I was really impressed.
Yeah, 2010.
Wow.
So I wonder, was Angel Studios behind it, or did they just buy the rights to it
That could be it. Maybe they just bought the rights
or
to it.
something? Because 2010, we didn't never heard of Angel Studios.
No, no. So yeah, they must have bought it after the fact. Huh. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Been watching a lot of TV too.
Yeah.
Yup. You know me, I like my TV.
Kind of TV.
So, two things that my friend Talina got me onto.
Okay.
Uh, One of them was called The Ultimatum. That's
Okay.
a Netflix. I don't like, I don't like reality TV shows. The Circle, I'll watch because I like it. Hell's Kitchen, that kind of shit, yes. But yeah, the Ultimatum is basically it's two people. Actually, it's a full six couples normally, 5 to 6 couples.
Is this Nick Lachey or is this
Yes, yep. Nicholas Shea and his wife Vanessa, I
okay?
think.
So it's the ultimatum: marry or move on.
Yep, yep, on Netflix. And basically, yeah, of the couple, one of them wants to get married, the other one doesn't for one reason or the other. So they get into this, they go into this show on the ultimatum is basically at the end of the show, you either get married or you move on. And
Okay.
during the premise of the show, the first, we'll say, week is dating week. So of the other 5 or 6 couples, depending on how you're there, you get to date, have dinner, talk to them, drinks, whatever, mingle, and then at the end of that week, you decide who you want to spend a full 3 weeks with as a quote unquote married couple.
All right.
At the end of that 3 weeks, then you get back with the original person you went with for 3 weeks and act as a married couple again. At the end of that, you decide whether or not you want to get married to that person and get engaged, or you break up, go your separate ways, or you get together with the person that you lived with the first 3 weeks.
Hmm.
It's a very interesting train wreck.
Yeah. Gonna
Uh,
say.
oh, there's different versions. Okay.
Yeah, they have the queer love version. They have South Africa
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, I didn't know they had different versions. But yeah, so I've been watching that. I've watched every single season, every single episode. Um, it's good. It's definitely something that I couldn't turn away from. Especially that guy there that's crying right there. That was pretty funny. Um, it's interesting. So I've been watching the fuck out of that. Joy has no part of that. She's like, I ain't watching it. So she watched it. I watched it all by myself. And then the other one that I did get Joy to watch was Love on the Spectrum, also Netflix. And that is individuals that it's a TV show. Yeah, try the US maybe. Yep, yeah, that's it. Yep, that guy there. So it's people that have autism
Okay.
that have either never dated or never really um able to find love, and it's their dating, it's their dating life, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Uh, Not that I'm making fun of them, but
Right.
just things that happen and the hilarity that ensues with them, like the characters themselves, like that guy that's right there, he is a character for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, every single one of them is a character for sure. Um, it's one of those train wreck that you just can't look away, and you're like, I gotta find out what's going on with these people. Um, it's interesting. I watched one episode with Joy, and she was hooked, so we had to go back to the very beginning and watch it with her. Um, Also watched all of that as well. But those are two that I watched quite a bit.
Okay.
And then the other reality show that I just got into is it's Mr. Beast.
Oh,
Uh,
the dude,
Beast
the
Island.
YouTube guy.
Yeah, I think it's Beast. Yeah, is it Beast Island or something?
Well, that's him.
Yeah, that's him. That's the show there. What's the name of the show? Does it say?
Well, it'll have his.
Beast Games. That's what it is. At Beast Games. See where
So
the
have
photo?
you? So like, okay, my kid watches or had watched this guy on YouTube or whatever. So I'm aware of him and all the antics and all that. That he does his own version of like Squid Games and
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
without like people actually dying, but like,
Yeah, yeah. I had never heard of it. One of my clients actually said he's really hooked into it, and I'm like, well, I'll give it a shot and see what's up. It's crazy. Like 1,000 people started the show, and they're all competing for $5 million.
mhm.
Okay, the first episode, they got rid of like half the people in like the first 5 minutes. Maybe not quite half. We'll
Wait,
say
is this where the one dude's like they're about to do a race and he says yo and they all hear go and half of them like start to run and then realize he didn't say go and they're like, or is this something different? I saw a
That must be
clip.
something different. Yeah, it must be something different.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's interesting. And then they try and he tries to definitely bribe them to take the easy way out, and it's interesting because one guy there, like the boxes you see there, the cubes, like the white red cubes there, they put three people in every single one of them. And they're like, all right, well, once they get them all in the lock in the cubes, they're like, okay, now you have to, one of you has to sacrifice themselves for the game, and the other two people can move on. If nobody decides to sacrifice themselves, all three of you lose. Okay. And so all the
Oh,
different all the different groups were finding different ways to figure out how the fuck to figure it out. Like rock, paper, scissors, rolling a dice, flipping a card, flipping a coin, whatever they could figure out
yeah.
to do. And one team, it was two brothers and a lady. And the two brothers worked together and conned this lady into giving up in the last 2 seconds of the time limit. And then they like laughed about how they're like, oh, we fucking showed her, like we got over on her, like fuck her. And they lied to her. They treated her like it was terrible. They were fucking dicks. And luckily, spoiler alert, the last episode we watched, they both got eliminated, which was awesome. Because they're cocky dicks.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's interesting, it's very much like Squid Games,
Yeah.
but nobody dies.
Nobody actually dies.
Yeah, but I don't know where the Mr. Beast guy came up with all this his money, but he gives away money all the
So
fucking time.
supposedly he just started doing stuff on YouTube. I don't know where his, I don't know. It's weird because like this dude just came out of nowhere. Like it seems like maybe like 5, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And through doing YouTube videos or something, he's just earned a bunch of money. And now he's got all this money and he does all like these types of things where he just gives stuff away,
Mhm.
which gains him more viewers, which gains him more money. So he can
Yeah.
keep doing this. And it's like, I, I don't know. It's fascinating, but yet it's weird at the same time. Like, how does he, yeah, where does he get all his money? Where did he get it from the
Yeah.
beginning?
Yeah. Like he's giving away $5 million. He just gave away a $1.8 million island to one of the people. He's given out hundreds of thousands of dollars in every episode. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't get it. And he's a geek. He's a fucking nerd loser, dude. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Let's see. And according to this, everybody can see this if you're watching, but it says Jimmy Donaldson, better known as Mr. Beast, is an American YouTuber. He is credited with pioneering a genre of YouTube videos that centers on expensive stunts. His YouTube channel reached 300 million subscribers in July 10th, 2024, making him the most subscribed on the platform. Donaldson won Creator of the Year award three times at the Streamy Awards in 2020, 2021, and 2022. He also won the Favorite Male Creator Award at the 2022 Kids' Choice Awards. It
Hmm.
doesn't really say how so he just started doing YouTube videos and somehow
Yeah, and now he's got a candy line.
yeah, because my kids, he's got like, doesn't he have like, it's not just candy though. I thought he had. Or is that no, that's the Paul brothers have the drink Prime.
Yeah, they've got Prime. Yeah,
But yeah, he does have the candy because I've seen that at the store.
yeah, yeah. It's
I don't
crazy.
know. It doesn't like,
Yeah, we're in the wrong business, or we're not doing something right.
well, apparently we just need to like do more of what we're doing. But we need to we just need to give away all kinds of money, apparently.
Well, we have to get money to give
You
money.
know, that's the thing. How do you get the money first? Like, I guess you just gotta do videos. You gotta make money from these videos, and then we gotta like do something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Well, I definitely want to keep an eye on this. If he does another one of these Beast games next year, I'm definitely gonna audition or sign up or whatever you got to do because I'm curious.
Yeah,
I
that's the other thing is how do you audition to get on his stuff? Because I'd assume there's tons of people trying to do that. Where would you
yeah,
even go to like,
I don't know, especially now. I mean, he's giving away $5 million and plus some, you know.
yeah, like I mean, it's interesting. I'm totally down for this this thing. Like, I don't know, maybe we could do it as a duo, but then he'd probably have us choose. One of us has to go.
And
Or
that's
some-
usually how it goes, you know. It comes down to that, you know. But it's fucking it's interesting, you
yeah,
know. Yeah, that's on Prime. So if you get bored one night, jump on your Prime and get caught up because I think
yeah.
there's only 2 more episodes left.
Okay. So the Beast games are on Prime, but you can go to YouTube and watch all his stuff.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that
And
today.
speaking of YouTube, we're on YouTube at Guys Who
Yeah,
Still High Five spelled all out.
yeah, check us out. Maybe you're there watching us now. Give us a like, subscribe, and all that shit. Tell
Yeah,
your friends.
what do they say? Everybody says, "Oh, you gotta hit the
Click,
bell or
click the
something.
bell.
Click the bell, hit the bell." Yeah, do all those things.
Yeah,
And
do all the things and make us happy, and we'll go from there.
yeah, I also want to know how he came up with the or how he got named Mr. Beast. Like, did he come up with that? Did somebody give him the nickname? Where does Mr. Beast come from?
Good question, because he doesn't look like a beast.
No.
He looks like a YouTuber.
Like, I need to know this dude's origin story. That's what I want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I don't see that coming on Angel Studios anytime soon.
Probably not. And okay, so I've heard, and I don't want to like start any conspiracies or whatever here, but like I've heard different things about, the choice of being Beast and, whatever. And there was something, one of his friends that or something that he had with was like got caught on some child porn stuff or
Oh, wow.
something like that. But like, I think he's distanced himself from all of that. But I don't know with the whole name Mr. Beast and all that. Maybe that was just like the handle he came up with. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
curious. I want to know the origin story because to me, for me, he just guy came out of nowhere.
He did just fucking out of nowhere.
Very much like JD Vance just kind of came out of nowhere.
Everybody knew who he was. Like people just know who he is, you
Yeah,
know?
and I think it's because of the kids that have grown up on YouTube. We didn't grow up on YouTube. We grew up
Right.
on AOL and Nintendo and Atari and things like that. These new generations grew up on YouTube.
Right.
Internet's just always been a thing. It wasn't a thing when we were really young.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just a thing. And then he's just on there, just like they've all known TikTok. And now it's going away. And it's like, okay, but everything goes away. Well, not everything, but lots of things go away.
Things come and go for sure.
Yeah. And yeah, he's just been as far as like I only know because my kid was watching YouTube and there he was.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Other than watching the show and seeing his candy bars, I had no idea who he is.
have you had his candy bar?
One of them, yeah, I had a couple bites, didn't like it because it was dark chocolate.
No. Not a
He's
fan
got
of
milk
dark
chocolate.
chocolate.
I don't like dark chocolate, but he does have milk chocolate. I just haven't ever tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there you
no.
go. So that's another way he's getting rich. People buy
Yeah,
his candy bar and he's making money off of that. I mean, I don't know. It's all kinds of you just have to appeal.
yeah. It's just catching the right wave at the right time.
Yeah. It really is kind of what it is,
Yeah.
you know? So, all right. Um, well, there's that.
Yeah, I know we're a little long, so we can probably cut it today.
Yeah,
Unless
I think we've given them enough for today, right?
yeah.
Um, so let's go over these social medias.
Yes.
Yes. On X, you can follow us at guys still high number 5. TikTok, assuming you can get there, or if you're in another country, should be no issue. Of course, content might be an issue if we can't do it here, but it's guys who still high number 5. Instagram, guys who still high number 5. If you want to email us or ask Dave a question or any of us a question, guys who still high five or guys who still high number five at gmail.com. At YouTube, we're at guys who still high five, all spelled out. So not the number five, it's FIVE. And same deal at Patreon, which if you want to go see the Bill Nye video, the extended Dear Dave's, the extended conspiracy corner, all that stuff. Oh, drunk not drunk.
Yep.
You can find all of that. Oh, and we're releasing the episodes early for Patreon subscribers.
Yep.
So if you just have to see our episode a couple days sooner, well, go to Patreon and subscribe.
Yeah.
And
You can talk at the water cooler and you'll know more than everybody else because you've already.
exactly, you can be like, hey, so I subscribe and you're gonna love this upcoming episode that only you'll get to hear in 2 days. I've already heard it or
Yep.
watched. You know what I mean?
Unless they subscribe too, but yeah.
Exactly. And then they can be talking about stuff and be the cool kids in the room where
Right. Be in
everybody
the
else is like, what are they talking about? And like, you guys are gonna have to wait 2 days or
right.
something.
Yeah, we're cool because we subscribe, but you
Yeah.
don't.
So
You
anyway,
suck.
on Patreon, it's guys who still high five, all spelled out as well. So there's our social medias. Um, well, not our personal ones, but you know what I mean. That's for
That's
the
our
show.
yeah.
Uh, Other than that, I think that'll do it for today, huh?
That'll work, man.
All right. Well, right on.
Left off, man.